absolutely not much ammunition. Oh god. This is one of those times where you run away, let the crowd fin itself. Come on, shotgun gunfire. Yeah, there you go. Well, the enemies with the guns are the easiest to make fight. One of the end bosses of the game, the spider demon, the boss of the third episode, that's got a chain gun mounted on it, and the only way of really beating it with the ammunition you get on the level is to make the other enemies fight it. That's really where you learn how to play the game, probably. Right at the end of it. You notice we suddenly got thrust in the outside without knowing it. I think this is one of those times where you ignore it. There's no reason to fight it, because all you have to do is go back. There is a speedrunning, a big speedrunning following for Doom. It's got so many different levels, and it's well, it's really addictive. It's really simple setup, and you can pick up how the weapons work really quickly, and the player moves probably the fastest in any game, unless you count other games in the same engine like Hexen where you can jump. It really is a speedrunner's game. This is obviously either a secret or a trap, considering it doesn't open up when you prompt it. We know exactly what's going to happen. All we can do is walk into it. We really don't have the ammunition for this. The game was famous for its chainsaw, and the chainsaw is the ideal bit of equipment to fight these enemies. We have not been delivered it. Knock. Right, this helps. We got 41 rockets. Obviously the last battle's coming up, so we do save. We prepare. These walls are going to be flesh. I mean, the first time you see these the game came out in late 1992, and it was a really violent and scary game then, because the graphics were top notch at the time, and the idea of walls made out of flesh, and wow, okay, that's a cyber demon, that fires rockets at you. That's obviously a spider demon, that fires a chain gun at you. And you've got a small army, but in the middle of that army is an invulnerability sphere, and that gives us about 20 seconds where we can't be harmed. And during that time, the plan is to make them all fight each other. Just more sexy. H. Oh, we're looking for it. And if you want them to fight, don't fire at them yourself. You might override the... well, I'm sure we have a list internally of which target they hate most, whether it's the player or the enemies around him. The Spider Demon has already gone down. It doesn't have as many hit points as Cyber Demon, but then the Cyber Demon has a ludicrous amount of hit points. It's just an absurd number. I believe it's 4,000. Yeah! Okay. Let's try it again. It does happen. Doom is a game where you die. And it is quite fun to die in Doom. It's not a frustrating thing, because I mean, it's in the name of the game, you are doomed. Okay, make them fight. Stand in the middle. There we go. If we can get everyone to fight with Cyber Demon, then that'd be much better state of affairs. Hopefully it's low on hit points. I mean, ideally you get the Spider Demon and the Cyber Demon to fight each other. They'd wreck each other, really. Nope. This does take finesse, and I'm not really using it, I'm just running to the crowd. You do have to make a cyber demon and a spider demon fight. In Doom 2 there's a level called Gotcha. You find a cyber demon and a spider demon on individual platforms, and really you don't have anywhere near enough ammunition if you started from that level rather than played all the way through the game. You couldn't hope to take him out with what the weaponry you've brought. One spider. This isn't really going well, is it? I noticed there was a second vulnerability sphere, which it does seem a bit generous to me. No, I think we'll try and beat it without that second. There's no harm adding extra challenge. I mean, the speedrunning community is it's founded on the idea of adding extra challenge to Doom, or any game really. Doom in particular, you get people who run their game only using the fist or the chainsaw. You get people who run it on the hardest skill level, which is Nightmare, where all the enemies move twice as quickly and they come back to life every half a minute. So beating a level like this really is child's play to some of the most experienced players in the community, of which I am not one. A very casual player compared. I like all the levels where you explore train mazes for hours. Not the arcade levels. There was a level set called Plutonia. Well, there was a level set called Final Doom containing Plutonia, which was based on very short arcade levels, which pit you against the most lethal enemies from the very first level, and they never really. And the difficulty just increases from that point onwards. And this is nowhere near the difficulty of those levels. It gives you too much space to really be considered difficult at all. I'm just running into rocks like an idiot. There, the Cyberbeam is dead. Now everything's simple from now on. Well, it's even more simple. The layout of this room is really starting to get to me. It's really hideous. The lighting strips at the top are too much. You do sometimes feel compelled to take out the last encounter. Okay, well, now we can read what it says. Naich? N-A-I-C-H? Or alternatively, H-D-I-V-M, meaning nothing. See, we didn't need this. If we play tighter, if we play with an eye on our health and the projectiles, we can really beat a level without needing any gimmicks like an invulnerable sphere. You do find the levels called slaughter maps where people load them full of enemies and the strongest weapon, the BFG, which fires a huge ball of plasma. And then you would need invulnerability for some of the hardest traps, because you're meant to scout the level out, work out who to kill with the BFG, try and make them fight before it's run out, and look for hidden switches. So that's what the theme of the slaughter map. But that wasn't a slaughter map, that was just a very early naive map. It was very fun, it was good, but it wasn't much detail to it, and it wasn't too orchestrated. It was a proper, just a level, a Doom level. It's a good Doom level from 1994. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll like to see me play some more levels, of which there are millions. And we'll tackle some of the most inviting ones from now on. Thank you for watching.